Well, here we are, a week after I wondered just how many Premier League matches would be postponed last match day. In the end, it would be 6. And once again, ahead of the crazy Christmas schedule, we're asking ourselves the same questions. But as it stands, there are 2 postponements for Boxing Day. Liverpool against Leeds, which is too bad, could be a great match, that one. And Wolves against Watford. Now, fingers crossed that's it, but we'll see. But let's be positive, okay? And let's take a look at the games that should take place. Alright, Man City, of course, in first place against Leicester in 9th place. The most consistent team in the league against the least consistent team? I think so. These poor old Foxes. I just don't know who they are this year. Now, this midweek against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup kind of summed it all up. They're up 2-0. They're up 3-1. But then they concede an equaliser in the 95th minute, and then they lose on penalties. And then they lose Vardy and Pereira and Soyuncu. Poor old Leicester. It's been a long season so far, and that will continue. The one question for City is, well, 2 questions. Will Pep bring back Phil Foden and Jack Grealish to the fold after their disciplinary reasons? We're going to find out, but regardless of whether Foden or Grealish are there, City will win this one. Arsenal should also beat Norwich. Arsenal in 4th place, the Canaries in 20th, and these are good times for the Gunners. They beat Leeds 4-1, of course, last weekend. They beat Sunderland 5-1 in the Cup midweek. The youngsters are playing really well, and they're scoring. While Norwich, but we haven't seen them for about 12 days due to postponements. Thankfully, didn't say that. But still, they still have major COVID casualties, and unless this game's postponed, which could well happen, Arsenal will likely win this one. Spurs against Crystal Palace, his old London derby. Spurs in 7th, Palace in 11th. Now, some people believe that managers are overrated and unnecessary. They think that if you just put the players on the field, the team will play well regardless, or badly regardless. It's nonsense, okay? Now, maybe it's true, I guess, with bad managers or mediocre managers, but great managers like Antonio Conte, teams play better with these men in charge, and Spurs are playing much, much better. It's a brand new team. Unbeaten in 6 games. They drew the Reds, Liverpool, last weekend in just a great match. They then beat West Ham in the Cup. Even Dele Alli is back in their starting games. Now, Harry Kane is still a bit of a question mark. He's not scoring many goals. He is scoring, but not enough for Harry Kane. But still, I believe Spurs, with Conte, get better and better every single week, and they'll beat Crystal Palace, who are winning this in 9 of 10 away from home. West Ham, Southampton. 15th place Southampton, 5th place West Ham. The Hammers lost 2 straight games the first time this season, and usually in the Christmas schedule, we find out who the real teams are. It makes or it breaks teams. So are the Hammers legit or are they pretenders? I think they are legit. Now, Mikel Antonio could be back from COVID protocol. Well, he missed the midweek game in the Cup to Spurs, of course, but that would be a big, big bonus for West Ham, while Southampton are winless in 6 games. And I mentioned the most inconsistent team in the league being Leicester. Well, it could be Southampton, but right now, they're just playing some very average football. West Ham should win this one. Next up, Villa against Chelsea. Villa in 10th, Chelsea in 3rd, but Chelsea beat Brentford in the Cup midweek, and N'Golo Kante is back. Now, he made a difference in that match, and he was even forced to start last week in a 0-0 with Wolves. And one of the issues with COVID and these protocols that we're not hearing too much about is not so much the absentees, but the players who return from injury or from COVID too soon and are being forced to start games, like N'Golo Kante. That's a real issue, and with games coming up on Boxing Day and then on the 28th, big problems lie ahead, I think, for a lot of these teams. Still, regardless, Chelsea, I think, will beat Villa in this one. Next up, we have Brighton, Brentford. I had no idea. How can I? COVID means it's like a coin flip, so let's pretend we're flipping a coin here, and yeah, Brighton win that one, okay? These are crazy times, everyone. We know that. Postponements, players missing games, young kids on the bench, young kids starting games. Have fun, enjoy the games. But if you make money, good for you. There is money to be made this weekend for sure, but man, it is tough.